Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible weekend, incredible Father's Day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing good. Had a great Father's Day. Had my girls here, and my son called in from Scotland. So always love having the kids around. Awesome. So that's fantastic. How about you?
Man, we jam-packed weekend. Yesterday, we went to air show with the kids. And as you know, Peter, I've been on my own for 10 days. My wife's been on vacation in the Dominican Republic.
Oh.
I survived 10 days. She came back late last night, but I survived, man. We did all kinds of stuff with the kids, and I'm still alive. So God bless single parents, man. I don't know how they do it.
And the kids are all still alive, right?
They're still alive. They all got their legs, so it's good. Everything is great. And no ER visits. But yeah, man,
Perfect.
Great Father's Day yesterday in the air show. Hopefully everybody else enjoyed the weekend. Hopefully you had a great Father's Day if you're a father or celebrated with your loved ones. So, all right, another week back of trading. We're in here, Peter. What else is going on? What's happening?
Yeah, I've never been to a live air show, so I hopefully I had fun with that.
This was my first one, Peter, and okay. I looked up to the air probably like 5 times.
Really?
With a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I am looking down and just playing babysitters, so I got to go again, maybe with my buddies. It's not for their age. My 10-year-old loved it. She like, Daddy, look at this. I'm like, oh yeah, and back down to the ground to look at the kids. They just don't care much about it. They're running around, pissing people off, and knocking things over. I'm still having a great time, but yeah, I saw 3 planes.
Okay,
it looks like it could be fun. I have to go again and let you know.
All right,
friends,
you'll do it in an adult fashion sometime later then.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were asking about the economic calendar, so let's get to it.
Yeah.
On the economic calendar today, not a lot happening, but it's not a surprise. I want to remind everybody right off the top, it's a weird week this week, right? With Wednesday being a holiday, the Juneteenth holiday means we have sort of like 2 real short weeks, two-day weeks, essentially, that are lining up. So I expect lower volumes. We were talking about this last week. Really not sure what is going to happen exactly in the markets because we don't normally have midweek breaks like this. So we'll all find out together. However, the open should still provide good, valuable trading. It just may, the volume may die off quicker than anticipated every day this week. But it might not. Again, we just don't know what to expect. Anyways, let's look at the economic calendar. Only 2 things really on the calendar during market hours today. The Empire State Manufacturing Survey that came out. This is like an opinion survey out of New York State. Last month, it was very negative. It came in at a high negative number. The expectation was it was going to have more negativity in it this week. And it did, but not as much as anticipated. So essentially, it was a net positive. Again, this is just sort of a relative scale. A negative number means sentiment is declining. A positive number means it's increasing. The previous month, it was like negative 15, which is pretty negative. The expectation this month, it would be minus 12, and it only came in at minus 6. The numbers don't really matter much, except for their relative values. So essentially, people were more positive than anticipated, but still thinking that the New York State manufacturing sector is not in a great place. So the market, I don't really see much reaction. The market was already sort of mildly heading down. It's continuing to head down. And yeah, that's really about it. We have Harker, who's speaking at 1 o'clock. That is not really a market impact type event. And that's about it. I think Williams is also speaking at 12, but I've got different reports as to whether that's happening or not. But again, neither one of those speakers tends to move the market, right? As we know, there's only one Fed speaker who can make the market move, and as far as I know, he's not speaking at all this week. So is Powell staying off the airwaves? That's not a bad thing after the interest rate announcements we had. Was that last week, Carlos? I think it was just last week. Feels like forever.
Yeah, I think it was last week. He did his thing there. And
so
yeah, it's nuts, man. So we'll see.
Yeah. So all in all, a relatively quiet day in the economic calendar, and you can expect this pretty much for this week. That's my expectation. I was looking forward, and there are a couple of upcoming economic events, but nothing major, nothing you would expect. Again, the Wednesday break throws a little bit of wrench into things, right? We do have jobless claims coming out on Thursday. We have retail sales coming up tomorrow, so like there's a few things, but I think it's going to be quiet. Anyways, that's my expectation, and that's showing up this morning on our gappers list. I was checking it all morning, and the gappers list, like the gap down had nothing on it, and then something would pop on and it would disappear again. The gap up has not much. So Carlos, we're going to take a look at those, I suppose, right now, but yeah, it's pretty quiet so far. Anyways.
We're having a little bit of tech issues here. We're trying to figure out, our screens keep coming on and off. They went on before the pre-market show, so we're a little bit late, and they're off again. So our guy's trying to work that out right now. But if you pull up your gap list on trading terminal, go ahead.
Did my beanbag relaxation on Friday break things? Is that what happened?
It could have been that your beanbag.
My children.
If we start getting letters of getting banned, we know why. It's because of Peter's beanbag alteration there. But if you look at your gappers list this morning, we got 4 on there. So it's not a lot. You can look at tradingterminal.com, friends, and you're going to see the gappers list there. It's going to be SCNI is the first one on there, which we can take a look at. And if you bear with us, if you look at your own screens while we pull this one up and our tech guys get the screen going, we can move the show along here. So SCNI up 87% this morning, 10.8 million shares traded. Peter, hard to borrow, so we can't short this one. The float on this is massive. It's not a low float. It's a 1.4 billion shares flow. Let's confirm that just in case. But it's a huge, massive flow here. Peter, what's the news on this one?
I don't see the same. This is a biotech company out of Israel, Sinai Immunotherapeutics. I only see like 500,000 shares in the float. 450,000.
I have 1.43 with a capital B.
We'll have looking at the same stock. SCNI.
SCNI. Yep.
Okay.
That's what I have here.
I see it as a very low float, anyways. And I don't even know what the news is. They did get a European Investment Bank provided them a letter for them to convert some equity terms, but that doesn't seem to justify a big move in the stock. I'm not sure. Usually with these biotechs, it's drug news. They get approval on something. They positive phase 1, 2, 3 trials. I don't see any of that for this SCNI. So I'm not sure why it's moving. And I see that float that you're talking about on the screen on Trading Terminal, but we must have a data issue here, because I'm seeing a lot fewer shares, and it's moving like it has a lot fewer shares. So I think I'll go with that. But,
it does look like it's lower.
Yeah, I mean, it's $6 today. It was $3 under $3.50 at Friday's close. So great that it's up 85%, and it's got almost 11 million shares traded. But I'm looking at the pre-market price action. I don't even like that, to be honest. I mean, it's sort of
not great,
moving sideways right now. It's got volume, but I'm not loving it. So I'm not sure if it's quite
not
garbage can worthy, garbage truck worthy, but it's not great.
Yeah. Not great at all. Guys, Andrew is back. He's in our YouTube chat. He's in our main chat. He was giving us some chatter this morning. So welcome back, Andrew. We're glad to have you. Can we say back on Earth? I mean, he was so high up, back on Earth, back on land or something. I don't know, but welcome back. He would not be trading live on YouTube today. His voice is we just heard him. His barely has a voice, so he's got to recuperate a little bit. And once he gets better, he'll be back on when you guys trading live with us. So, but we still trade live with Brian. We got I'm not sure who else is doing. Probably Thor.
Yeah, we'll figure that part out. If nothing else, he's back where the water is again liquid and not solid, and the air is thick enough to actually breathe. So I think that's good. I'm glad that he's back safely. I got to tell you guys, he sent us some pictures this weekend, and he was saying how like his face aged. It makes sense. Can you imagine being like negative temperatures and like the wind burn
harsh weather.
and Yeah, like it would really hurt your, I mean, it would make sense. It wouldn't be good on exposed skin, but
Hmm. Hmm.
but I'm telling you, his abs look fantastic.
Oh,
So,
he looks freaking
so
great.
there's
I mean,
that.
it's
Apparently,
me and
not
you,
eating
Peter, are gonna
much
have
and
to
being
go up there
treated all the time is,
for like a week or two, maybe hang out at the base camp, right? I don't
yeah.
know. We
Ma-
gotta
ma-
figure something out.
ma- Maybe that's Andrew's next $1 million idea. It's like a weight loss program.
Come
We
hang
take
with
people
me
to the
and
top
lose
of the
weight.
mountain. Yeah. There's got to be
Skip the Ozempic. We could just go straight to this. Yeah, be more fun and natural. All right, friends.
You know what? You
Let's
just
get
need a
back.
couple of Hollywood celebrities to say it's the next great thing, and it'll take off. I'm telling you, they'll do anything out
Yeah,
there. I mean, when
yeah,
when they'll do like anal bleaching, I mean, heck, nothing's off the table, is it? So,
yeah. Alexander is saying Denali weight loss program by yours truly, Andrew. Come hang out with Base Camp. All right, excellent,
yeah,
friends.
yes,
We'll
I
get
went
back
there.
on track. Let's get back on track because we could get lost pretty quickly. All right. Next one on the list, on the gap up list. And again, we're working on that screen. Our buddies trying to make that happen right now. But
Sorry,
the next one
yes,
is going to be
practice talks.
AAN. So if you pull that up on your screen, AAN. This Aaron's Holdings looks horrible. It looks like a buyout. Doesn't look great. It's
Uh,
up 32%, but not something I'll be trading, Peter.
Well, good call on that, Carlos. You're absolutely right. I've never seen this on the list before, and well, I guess we'll never see it again because it is a buyout. They're basically being bought out by IQ Ventures for $10.10 a share. Very specific price there. Estimated closing price of about $504 million, which obviously puts about a 30% premium over where they were on Friday. As you can see here, right? As we always see, the price usually goes and flat lines just below the purchase price, and today is no exception. So we're sitting here just under $10 with that purchase price just over 10. So no trading opportunity is going to present itself really on AAN today.
Yeah, doesn't look good at all, guys. Let's go head over to the next one, TSM, which you know very well, and I do have MU right after that, and I have ARM right after that. So a little bit of some tech companies in play today. Let's start with TSM, semiconductors to be more specific. TSM, man, up 3.5, 730,000 shares traded. Look at this stock over the last 2 months. I mean, it's just been crushing it here. I'm going to take a quick look at ARM as well and MU, and then Peter's going to let us know what's happening in the semiconductor area. ARM moving up higher. If you guys remember, ARM originally moved up in February, if we go back here in the charts, based on Nvidia taking an interest on them. They bought like 2 shares, right? And it just jumped on. I'm kidding. They bought some shares. We don't know exactly how many, but they had an investment on them. And they jumped up, came back down to 180 to 80, then back up to 161. So they're doing something good there. And MU is all-time highs. I mean, Peter, this semis are just crushing it right now.
Look, this whole semi sector has been moving, as we all know, with the Nvidia that split a week ago today, and amazingly not only held the level but has increased from it, which is rare for a post-split stock. So yeah, Nvidia definitely raging here. But Taiwan Semiconductor, some good news this morning. They basically reported that volume and business is fantastic. They're struggling to keep up with demand. They're expected to increase some product lines, like I don't even know how to say this, their COWOS capacity is expected to double from 17,000 to 33,000 wafers per month. They're struggling to hire. And because of this demand, and they can't make enough to meet that demand, Taiwan, by the way, Taiwan Semiconductor, probably the largest in terms chip manufacturer in the world in terms of volume. Not the ones we hear about, right? Because like Nvidia, AMD, they do the design, but often they will even hire Taiwan Semiconductor to actually do the manufacturing. So they have these massive manufacturing plants, like I said, can't keep up with demand. So they've said that they're basically going to be raising prices. So all of their customers are going to see price increases, which, well, the customers may not be happy. They're paying because, right? I mean, they just can't get the hold of the chips at any price. So it's a good opportunity for TSM to make more money off of what they're doing. And of course, you would expect the stock to go up because, I mean, they're able to charge more for the exact same production that they've got today, and with huge demand in the pipeline. So their problem is expanding fast enough to meet the growth. Eventually, we're going to see a peak on this, right? Like you can't expand growth demand can't happen forever, but we haven't seen the top yet. And Taiwan is taking advantage of that this morning. So, and like you said, Carlos, we're seeing a bunch of the chip. Some of it is in sympathy. MU had their own news with some analyst upgrades. But yeah, I mean, we just look at pretty much any semiconductor chart. It's typically up and more up. I have to say the biggest disappointment out there probably is my buddy AMD. I don't take any responsibility for that, but it's
Yes.
not moving with the rest of them.
Like I mentioned last week, I had a couple of options play. This was one of them. Everything in the green except this. It just did not move with the hype. And yeah, it's been a little bit disappointing. I mean, Nvidia and everybody else trading very well, and this one's letting us down a little bit. We still love it. It still has given us a lot of great memories. We'll keep it on the list today as well. But speaking of, as we talk about all these semis,
it's not dead yet.
Memories. It's not dead. Andrew saying AMD is horrible. It has been brutal the last couple of days. Now, here's our darling, Nvidia, right? I mean, it's just continues to break all-time highs here. Looks like it did this morning again. I mean, you name it, it's done it. It's been in play, tons of volume. After the split, it has continued to trade actually extremely well. And I'm gonna do the Brian. I knew this. I knew Nvidia after the split was gonna go higher. People were betting, it's going to come down after a split. Usually stocks go down, but this is just hot. It is just on fire. So be on my list again. Peter, I mean, is this your new darling? Do you need to replace your tattoo to Nvidia? What are we doing here?
I don't know. I mean, look, AMD wasn't my favorite stock forever. It's just been the one that I've watched most closely for such a long time. Everybody forgets that. So yeah, maybe it's time to switch. I'm not fully convinced yet, but I am watching Nvidia. I do like the price. I like the movement. So we'll see what happens with it. We have to keep in mind that, we've got a three-way fight now for, market capitalization supremacy with Nvidia, Apple, and Microsoft all hitting new highs last week and all fighting to see who's the biggest, baddest $3 trillion company out there. So, it's just been nuts the last few days. So, We'll just wait and see. I mean, I think all three of these bad boys have to be on your list. Of them, in order, though, in terms of trading preference, I would rank Nvidia number one, Apple second, and Microsoft third, just in terms of the way their price action works and the way they move. But I will absolutely be watching all three of them. And obviously with the news today, I got to watch TSM. It typically doesn't trade all that well. This is where this conversation started. So, but I will put TSM on the list and probably MU. I mean, I guess everything I just said about, all of these applies to Micron. You notice they're on the gap up list only because they're up about 3%. Their volume is a little lower. Whereas Nvidia's rocking almost 9 million shares so far this morning. Micron's only got, just under 500,000 shares. Even TSM's got more shares than Micron. So I'm not sure that it's going to be heavily in play as much as the others, but maybe. I mean, Carlos, we don't have much else on our list, right? Not much else is moving this morning. So can't hurt to put a couple of those on the list.
So yeah, guys, patience with our screen here. I think our tech guy, our production guy, Brent, looks like is back. Oh yeah, we are back. So let me switch over screens. Excellent. Right. He's got some. We got some screen coming back there. All right, perfect. So now we're back to our regular thing. Something went wrong with our screen sharing and tech stuff. You know how it is. Monday, we are back in play now. All right, so we're talking about Nvidia, Apple. And on here, we're going to add Nvidia, Apple, and you mentioned Microsoft. Microsoft, though, although right as far as a $3 trillion, is crushing it. But as far as day trading, it's more of a secondary, right? We don't have a lot to watch today, so I'm going to put it on here. It looks like it is hitting some all-time highs again. I mean, it is just on fire. But I've been loving Nvidia, been loving Apple, and will definitely be on my list. Gapping. Go ahead, Peter. Yep.
Well, another semiconductor that just popped onto our list is ARM. I'm not sure if it's on your list. I did see it on Trading Terminal Scanners. It just jumped up because it's over 2% now. ARM is another smaller semiconductor stock that we don't typically watch, ARM, all that closely. But they are slated now to join the NASDAQ 100 index. So that will be happening as of the start of trading on June the 24th, so a week from today. And usually that means a little bit of a rebalancing of some of those holdings, especially the index tracking stocks and funds, I guess. So ARM is going to see an uptick in volume probably over the next couple of days. We're already seeing, like you said, a gap up 2%. Volume's relatively low, just coming up to 400,000 shares here. You're stuck on Apple there. But anyways, ARM might be worth watching if you like that. I find this new, it's fun when it gets added to an index. It's nice to see that migration, but it doesn't always lead to strong trading. I'd probably still stick with the other semis that we already talked about in Taiwan Semiconductor, Nvidia, of course, and maybe even MU over ARM.
Yeah, I agree. We're talking about all of this. I'm seeing chat, and of course, Tesla will be looking at was very active last week and this week. Look at this, dropping some more. It is down slightly, not a whole lot, but again, try to get going, try to break out of this range we've been talking about all week. I mean, it has just been stuck. Finally, it broke out on Thursday, right on some news of the voting of our buddy Elon getting back his money or voting on his money here. But it's back down again. But look at the volume. It's not bad. Good pre-market activity. I think it's worth having on the list. I'm going to put it on here as well. Again, very slow gappers list so far this Monday as we get started. It's a weird week. We got a middle holiday and, right smack on Wednesday. So we'll see how this thing goes. Peter, before we get to the chat room, what do you like this morning on your end?
Well, just talking about Tesla, yeah, it's been interesting, right? Watching it last week as there was all the debate over would Elon get his 56 billion or whatever it turned out to be, because it was largely stock based. But and of course he did, and the stock reacted as expected. We say all the time, right? It's buy the rumor, sell the news. Once the news came out that was confirmed, the stock sort of stopped it. Well, I mean, you could see sort of it was spiking up on the anticipation. Once the news came out, it started to drop again. So, but keep in mind what we've been saying. Tesla, the daily, if you just look at the daily on Tesla, you might conclude this is a horrible, horrible stock. But I find that it actually trades better than the daily looks. It's one of the rare ones where that happens. So worth keeping an eye on Tesla. Not for the same reasons of the semis, though, but it's almost like we're watching a car crash in slow motion, pun completely intended. But I don't know. Like, who knows what's going to happen? The market seems unimpressed with their future car lineup. They haven't really announced any new models. There was an article this morning about the stagnation of Tesla's design, which is interesting because people still haven't got used to the Cybertruck, and yet the market's looking for them to design new stuff. I don't know. In competitive news, Panasonic unveiled a new battery that's supposed to rival anything that Tesla could manufacture. So we'll see how well that does. I mean, the battery, there are battery wars. It's interesting how those are sort of happening a little behind the scenes, right? We're talking about electric vehicles. The core of them, of course, is that battery cell and the range and capacity that they can hold. But we don't hear as much about that. For some reason, that just doesn't grab the limelight, despite the fact that it is the core element that's going to make these things work or not. But blast from the past, some are saying. I mean, Panasonic's still out there. They're still a massive corporation. They're just not as big into the
What's their ticker, Peter?
end user electronics. A lot of back end, especially heavy equipment stuff. They still do a ton of stuff. So, but anyways, yeah, I think Tesla's worth watching for sure as well on our list for today. Other than that, Carlos, I don't have much. Last week we were watching Meta and Amazon. If you remember, I don't see anything indicating that they're going to have some movement today. I mean, it's possible, but I don't. I've got nothing indicating positive movement. You can see sort of that price action died off the last couple of days, Thursday, Friday of last week. So they sort of got quiet again. Carlos, I'm going to have to be watching the scanners. I think the trading terminal scanners are going to be helping me out, other than my semis and it's like I mentioned already, right? The sort of the big magnificent 7 ones that have been moving: Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla. I've got no other candidates so far.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I got my list of usual suspects: Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Tesla's on here. And let's go to you guys. See what you guys like this morning. We're starting our chat. Good morning, everyone there. Let's see what you got, what tickers you guys have on deck this morning that maybe we can pick some off and add to our list. So I see Tesla. Yeah, we did look at that. Netflix had a good day on Friday. What is Netflix up to? Netflix, let's see here. Yeah, good day on Friday. Some password rejections happening there and sharing going on. So a little bit less this morning, only 25,000 shares trade. Again, does not mean much because and Netflix is not going to give you a great active pre-market ticket, right? So if you look at Netflix here, it's pretty quiet, and then it does pop up. It gives you some nice move there, low volume. So you got to be really patient with this ticker. I don't see anything explosive. On a day like today, do we have space to watch it? Absolutely. We can put it on our secondary list, but it's not something that is in play right now until we get to the market open here. So we'll have to wait and see.
What I find interesting with Netflix is how quiet they've been recently. You notice that there's been no big announcements out of it. They're just quietly trying to put out their material, producing shows. We've been talking about Paramount, right, and the potential buyout or merger with Paramount and some other streaming services. Skydance was making a bid that they pulled back on, and that was in the news. Within the last few weeks. But Netflix has been very quiet, despite their cash and their willingness to spend cash, certainly on production. They haven't indicated any willingness to actually buy competition. I don't know whether that's a good or bad thing, honestly, but I still believe that there's got to be fewer of these streaming services. I don't think the market can hold so many of them for so long. So I would have thought that typical model would be Netflix, the big gorilla in the room with the cash reserves, would start buying up some of its weaker competitors to get the market share, but it doesn't look like that's their strategy. So we'll see if that comes back to bite them or if it proves to be the right approach. But yeah, they've been very quiet, Carlos. Like you said, the trading, every once in a while, there's some good trading on it. I know that Brian has been talking about options. Every week he's been trading some options through option expiry on Netflix. But yeah, from an intraday point of view, not great.
Yeah, I agree. It's a tough trader. I'll have it on a secondary here, but again, not my go-to for sure. People are chatting over on our YouTube chat. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so already. They're talking about MU. Yes, MU is in play today. We are hitting some all-time highs here in the pre-market, so that is looking nice. You know what? We'll add MU. I have not had MU on my main list in a very long time. Just because the other semis and there's been other stuff trading better. Usually when it is moving, but today we have space. We can add it on there and see where it takes us this morning. Friends, over on YouTube, we're trying to get to 300 likes before our pre-market show is over, 500 by the time the market opens. 111 likes so far. So we'd love to get to 300. Help us get there. We got 448 people watching. So thank you so much. And remember, we are going to be going through the live trading this morning as well. So stay tuned for that. Andrew will not be trading live today. He'll be trading, but not live on YouTube. Just because his voice is not there. So he'll be back tomorrow and we'll get the party started. He already mentioned laptop starting next week. We got to let him recuperate from this travels, but next week starting free laptop giveaway for our viewers. So stay tuned to that. So
yeah, and we've been talking about that for a while. We said when Andrew gets back, right, with our big growth in subscribers, we need to get back to giving away those laptops. So indeed, it'll start again next week. So remember, you need to be here in the chat with us live in the YouTube and have subscribed. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that $1 deal. We've had it for a while now, so you can't lose for only $1. Give it a shot, and because we're a lot more than just what you see here at the pre-market show. We are live in our private chat room all day, talking stocks, looking at the markets, doing analysis, reviewing trades. All of that happens all day, right until 4 p.m. and beyond if we have earnings. So yeah, it's worth checking out. Plus, of course, all of the great webinars and stuff that we have. We'll talk about those a little more in a minute, but.
Yeah, absolutely. As you can see here, guys, on screen, 500 likes, and Andrew might go live even with no voice. I guess he'll do sign language or something, but he'll come on live today if we get 500 likes. But no, guys, I really appreciate your support there. It does mean a lot to us here. All right, friends, let's get to anything else? We got MU, we got Nvidia, we got Apple, we got Microsoft, we got Tesla. I think that's it. Let's get to our community events announcements of what's happening this week. You have one more, Peter?
I will mention, Carlos, just since we're slow on things, we've been talking
Yeah.
Bitcoin, at least mentioning it in passing.
Yeah.
We're expecting sort of a big weekend on Bitcoin because remember it was heading down into the close on Friday. Weren't sure what exactly was going to happen. Didn't actually end up moving all that much. It is at the low end of the spectrum here, so Bitcoin is continuing to lose altitude from where it was just 2 weeks ago. But it's not in trouble yet, but it is looking weak. And so unless something turns around here, we may see a drop in Bitcoin prices, and then we may get some tradability to the downside on all of those tracking stocks we watch. Again, Coin, Mara, Clean Spark, if you like that, and the rest of them. So there's a whole bunch out there that you can watch. So yeah, Bitcoin's also boring, but something to just keep a side eye to. I always try and keep an eye on that, just so I know where it's at.
Yeah, yeah. I like out of all those, I like Mara, I like Riot. So those are ones that I'm going to be looking at. If I look at Mara right now, not that much volume, but it could be okay. Coin sliding down a little bit, and then Riot. So yeah, I'll look at the entire sector and see what comes up out of that. Again, slow day today, so we do have time and space to look at some stuff here. So yeah, guys, Andrew came back. We're sitting at how many subscribers so far? 537,000. I think he left when we were
Yeah.
just barely hitting a 200 maybe or less. Who knows? But 1 million subscribers. We're giving away a Tesla. So definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for that. That's coming pretty fast, as you can see here. Over in bearwoodtraders.com, you can always head over to webinars and see what's coming up for the next 2 weeks. We'll head there, and Peter's going to walk you through what's happening in our community this week.
Absolutely. So remember, it's a little bit of a chopped up week, but we start normal. So today and tomorrow we'll have normal sessions. Mondays, we always do our onboarding class, and today is no exception. We'll have that onboarding at 8 o'clock. Whether you're new to the room, maybe you just signed up with that $1 deal, or you've been a member for a while, it's a good way to understand what you can get out of your Bearable Traders membership. Or maybe you just want to have a good conversation or share some thoughts, maybe help some of the new traders out. It's always good to join. Carlos will be leading that once again, 8 o'clock tonight in the onboarding room. Tuesday, we have our strategy sessions, and this Tuesday, Lenny's going to be with us, regular time, 8 p.m. We'll be talking about how to master opening range breakouts, what he specializes in, what he trades every single day. So he'll share those thoughts with you, and it's got a great webinar going tomorrow night. And then next week, we think it's next week. We're going to have to double check on that because John's on vacation, and he wasn't quite sure how long he's going to be gone. He's in Zion National Park, so if you're hanging out in the desert with John, look for him. You can get a selfie. Give him a hug. He hates hugging. So I'd love to see hugging shots if you find John out in the wilderness. But anyways, he'll be back. He's supposed to be doing the webinar a week Tuesday on the 25th at 8 p.m. on how you can average up. All right. So that's on Tuesday. So like I mentioned, this Wednesday, so 2 days from now, we do not have a psychology webinar because the markets are closed for Juneteenth. We don't have any activities of Bearable Traders, including our live trading session here on YouTube will not be happening. So just keep that in mind. But the week after, Mike is going to take over and talk about how you can manage your psychology for risk management. That's at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, June the 26th. In fact, I may pop in and help Mike with that because we are both going to be in Vancouver as he's doing that session as we descend on the city for Andrew's celebration party. He's completed the 7 summits, as he was telling our members this morning. It's very exciting. I hope he gets his voice back because he's got to yell at the rave that we're having, the party that he's putting on here that we're going into Vancouver for. So should be a lot of fun. But I'll be coming to you live at the end of next week from Vancouver as to do this show as well as for everything else that's happening. So should be a lot of fun. Thursdays we will continue with our mentorship. Right, that comes unabated. Thursday's not affected. So this Thursday as well as next, we'll have our 4 mentorship sessions as always, starting at 11 a.m. going at 2. 4 and then 8. Now, the only exception to that will be that, again, this week, John is on vacation. So no 11 a.m. session this week, but we'll have the 2 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, and the 8 o'clock. So you can attend to those. So just be aware that John is, like I just mentioned, on vacation in Zion. And a couple of our members are saying, Zion is awesome. I've never been, so I'll have to take your word for that. Sounds awesome. I like the name. The name sounds cool. It's got to be a cool place, right? Anyways, so that's what we are doing. And Steve is saying that Thor is off on Thursday. Thor, you're going to have to confirm that, whether you're here for your mentorship session or not on Thursday. Maybe we have a light Thursday. He is here. There you go. That was a false rumor. Fake news. Thor is alive and well, and he's going to be here on Thursday. So awesome to hear. All right. So, he's going to do it from North Carolina? Okay. All right. I like it. So there you go. That's what we got happening. If you want to check out information on the markets, tradingterminal.com is the place to go. It's got your news, it's got your highlights, it's got your calendar of events, it's got a replay mode and the simulator we talk about every day, as well as, of course, the scanners that I'm going to be relying on this morning, probably just to see what's moving. I don't typically use scanners, but since it's a fairly light day, all of the stocks I like are really around the tech sector and semiconductors specifically. So I don't have anything in any other sectors. I'll use the scanners just to see if anything pops up. Sometimes days like this is when you can get unexpected stuff moving. So the scanners and tradingterminal.com will tell me about that. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Trading, I can't remember where I am. I had a brain fart. We have an opportunity here for you to join. I already mentioned the intro offer, right? So you see it here listed at $39. If you're on YouTube or you're listening right now, you can get that for $1. You can only do that once, right? Then you need to use one of our other membership options. The basic and elite monthly package then are available if you want to join using that. Or the best deal is to jump in with the elite annual. You can see here now, if you go in, you will automatically get that Father's Day 50% off price, right? So normally it's $23.88. It's on sale for only $11.99. So it's half price here. You can get that just by signing up for it now. And again, if you've got an existing membership, this will the time will get added on to the end of your existing membership. So it's good to take advantage of these deals when they happen so that you can lock in those prices while they are available. So I don't think you even have to enter the discount code. I was looking at that this weekend and it just popped right up at that price for me. So take advantage again while you can. All right. So hopefully we'll see you here as a member soon. And Carlos, I think we can set some levels. Actually, we're doing very good on time. Running a little early, probably because there wasn't all that much to look at in this market. You know what we didn't talk about? I just realized stock-wise, we didn't even think about mentioning GME.
We did not. We should look at it. But yeah, we didn't. We didn't talk about it.
They are sort of moving this morning. I mean, I see a little bit of price action. GME, recently, since they've come back into excitement, they've been moving. Now, last week we were talking about this because they already have 2 million shares. Roaring Kitty, our good buddy Keith, sold all of his option positions, is my understanding. That's what I heard. Converted a number of them into stocks. The rest sort of just took the cash. So still very heavy in a stock-based position. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard. Does anybody know out there what his target price is? Like, what are we looking for? What does it have to hit for Roaring Kitty to sell? Because he likes to pride the moon. Well, that's the obvious answer. Right?
I didn't mention it, but that's what I thought about the moon.
Yeah, that's his. I guess what I'm asking is how high in the sky does the moon hang? Is that $40, $60, $100? Like, where's the moon hanging these days? I don't know. Like, there's got to be. Look, any trader, I don't care how excited you are about a stock, you really should have some idea what your target is.
I think this is more than that, Peter. I think this is him becoming a legend other than the money. I'm telling you, if it was about the money, he was a billionaire, right? And
he was a billionaire.
I don't know. It was a billionaire for like 3 seconds. Yeah.
He shared his position on he had a $600 million open position and basically lost it all because he was willing to hold. I don't understand. Like, it just, I don't know. I mean, anyways, it still hurts my head. Andrew, I'm saying this for your benefit, buddy. Don't do that. I know you're holding some positions long term, but when it gets to a reasonable point, don't be a hero, right? Like, take some off the table. That's just smart trade management. This is what we talk about all the time, and I don't know. It's
Yeah.
didn't
Paper
want the
was
higher
saying it's
tax
paper
bracket.
trading.
You know what? I've never understood
No.
that. People, I don't want to raise because that'll be in a higher tax bracket. That's not how tax brackets work. Take the money. Anyways, never mind. All right, I'm
Yeah.
ranting now, and get off my lawn. Anyways, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to get Peter one of those grumpy shirts so we could wear when it comes to
Yeah,
this topic. I get it, man.
we need like a grumpy
uh,
cat meme. I can. My face is
yeah.
grumpy cat, so
Grumpy
I'm good.
cat means yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. All
You
right, I'm
almost
back.
got as fired up as the Apple USB-C thing I had going on for a couple of years, but you're fired up about this, man. I get it. I understand your passion and fire about this. All right,
Sure.
Fred. Let's
There
get
you
back
go.
to some levels here. Brian is up and ready to go. I can see his texting his see his credentials there, so we can log him in. So Brian will be ready to go in the live trading, and also Thor. So friends, stay tuned for that live trading happening today. If we hit 500 likes, we'll get Andrew to come on, even with no voice this morning to trade live. But we need 500 likes for that. So help us get there. Smash those likes, guys. It really does mean a lot for the channel. That's why we do it, right? It does help us out a ton.
There you go.
So thank you so much for
There you
those
go.
that have done it. Yeah.
500 likes will make Andrew destroy his voice. How about that? That sounds
Destroys, yeah, and then we lose him for like
good.
3 days with the voice, right? I don't know if that's a good
We,
idea, but either way, let's get to
we have a
500. We'll
couple of
figure out what's
people.
best.
People
Yeah.
commenting. I see. Yeah, we love your comments in the YouTube chat as well as in the chat room. But so to John, yes, Andrew is back, and Penny, thanks. See,
Yeah.
Penny loves the rants. So there you go. I probably laughing at me, not with me, but that's okay. I'll take that.
It's okay
I'm a
too.
father. I'm used to that. So that's it comes with the
Yeah.
territory. But and Tracy, what are we looking at this morning? Well, Carlos is going to go through the stuff that we're looking at, but mostly it's semis
Yeah.
with a couple of the Magnificent Seven stocks on our list. So and yeah, we'd love
Yeah,
to get your 500 likes if you can do that. We'll at least like Andrew heard his voice for a few seconds. That, because that's we're slaves to the likes, right? My kids,
there
when
you
they were
go.
young, they used an app that has long since disappeared called Vine. Anybody remember Vine? And it used to be the thing they would walk around and they're like, "Do it for the Vine, do it for the Vine." Yeah, people remember that. Yeah, Vines. Yeah, exactly. Little tiny videos, and I don't know why it died, but it got taken over by a bunch of other stuff. But Alex on the pond, I was never on Vine. My kids were, so I knew all about it. But I don't think I. No, I know for a 100% fact I never posted anything on a Vine. So it was TikTok before TikTok. I guess it was, right? There's always a precursor. There's usually a company that sort of goes first, and they don't typically do well. They tend to die, and then someone else takes over. So exactly the way MySpace was to a Facebook or some of the others. But anyways, all right. I'll let you get back to setting some levels.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, look at Nvidia here. We're up 1.1 this morning, so we're going to slam a level here. I think that's our all-time high, 137.70. So we'll slam one there. Towards the bottom, we do have the highs and lows of the last 2 trading days. Are doing a great job. Previous day close. I don't think you need to add anything else. That is all set there for you. Next one on the list, again, if you look at this list, is usual suspect after usual suspect, stuff that we already know how well they trade and they can get volume. On Apple here, we're up slightly. High of the pre-market, 214. I know we hit some crazy spike. Was it last week? Yeah, 220. Right, this is our new all-time high here. 220 on their AI release. We saw that over last week, so that was nice. Coming back down from that a little bit here. So high of the pre-market, 214.61. We have 1.2 million shares traded on it. Volume is great. I think Apple's going to be in play for a few days to come. If you take a look at the daily, it looks beautiful here as the pop they got just a few days ago. So nice little pop here. This was when it's funny, they had their keynote speaking here, whatever that was. That didn't go well with the consumers. But then when they had their development chat, yeah, we were like, what is this crap that you came out with?
Yeah.
We didn't understand it. But it looks like the
This is
developers, when they had the developer, the release, right? The release of Apple
the
OS. They
Apple
were talking about
Intelligence, right? When they
Apple
announced it.
Intelligence, like which makes sense, right? Apple Intelligence AI. I mean, leave it to Apple to make things their own, which they did very good on that name there. And but the development did very well, very very well. I guess this was explained a little bit better. I guess if you keep those guys off the mic and just let the people that actually know what they're doing talk, maybe that could do well. And it did very well, crushed it all the way to 220. And now we're here with some good volume. So liking Apple this morning, I think it's going to trade very well for the few days to come. Going to be on my list. Highs and lows for the last two trading days, creating a great level of support here, which is nice. We're going to mark down this area too, just in case. 207.18. Now over to Microsoft. Microsoft is just like the sleeper, crawling up higher and higher slowly, not making too much noise, not banging on any walls like Elon is. It's just nice. 444 is the high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, we do have 441.85, which is good. Again, very quiet pre-market action. We need better trading than we saw Friday. I mean, this is just a little bit on the choppier side. Hopefully today can be a little bit cleaner. There's not a whole lot to watch, but this stock just finds a way to climb higher. We're going to have it on the list today. Hopefully, it can be a great day trading stock. Now, was one that's been very good to watch and very active, especially the last two trading days starting on Thursday, has been Tesla. Tons of volume, lots of movement towards the downside in this case here. High of the pre-market, 179.81 will slam a level there. And then towards the bottom, the low right now hanging out at 176. If you guys remember, Tesla has been stuck. We had this range where it's just been stuck here. We started to get some action on Thursday, finally broke out of that. Gapped up nicely, sold off, gapped up again, sold off again. But really great trading opportunities in these last two trading days. So let's hope that continues today. We're sitting right in an area of great resistance and support, right in the middle of that range. I'm going to mark a level towards the bottom. It's going to be 174. That's the bottom of that range, the big support, and then 170.57. So looking forward to Tesla being in play. I think it can go either way here. It's going to be nice. I think one that looks great today, continues to do really good, is the MU, 575,000 shares traded. High of the pre-market, 146.09. That is your all-time high there this morning. I think this looks good. Will be on my list. Towards the bottom, highs and lows for the last two trading days, doing an amazing job. You're set there. Previous day close. I don't think there's nothing else to add on MU. So looking pretty good here. Over to our moderators list, and then over to Brian and Thor in just a second as they start to log on, and we'll switch over to them. They're going to take it through the market open, guys. If you haven't done so on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. We're looking for 500 likes today. We'd love to see that in our chat here. All right, starting with who's first on this list? We're going up, and we have Thor. He's looking at the Qs for the most part this morning and the futures, as you can see there. Avi looking at the overall market and also Nvidia on his list. Eamon looking at American Airlines, Affirm, both risky the way he's going to trade them today. Pierre's looking at Nvidia, Apple, Mara, GameStop. And Andrew, he will be trading, might not jump on the mic depending how he feels as far as his voice. Nvidia, Apple will not be trading as I have no voice, right? So you just got to get that voice rested. Megan, Apple, Adobe, which had earnings last week, right? And they crushed it. AMD as well on her list. Store, we're looking at Apple and Nvidia and futures, as you can see there as well. No IPOs, no SPACs for today. In your list, Peter, AMD, Nvidia, Tesla, secondary, Apple, TSM, which all the semis are in play. You got TSM, you got MU, and you got ARM. I'm going to keep MU on the list. Glad you're keeping TSM. So if you see something, you're going to call it out. And Brian, who's going to be taking you through the market open at NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, Tesla, and MU. Again, just the list of our usual suspects on there for Brian. Paris, welcome back. I haven't seen you in a while. NVIDIA, Tesla, Apple, TSM, and MU. Phil, NVIDIA, Apple, MU, and TSM. So there you have it, friends. That is our list of our moderators this morning. That is our lineup. We're going to be having, as soon as Brian hops on, we'll switch over to him. Thor will be trading live as well, taking you through the start of this week, man. Looking forward to it. Peter, anything that we might have missed before we switch over to those guys?
Well, I do want to say congratulations to all the Edmonton Oilers fans out there. Oilers were on the brink of elimination and then came roaring back with an 8-1 drubbing of Florida. They were not able to score a goal for the first three games and then saved it all up apparently for that fourth game. So look, they now have to win basically the next three straight to take the Stanley Cup Finals here. But it's I don't know. Florida's tough, man. They are a tough team. They're just well rounded, and Yeah, Mark just said Florida wanted to win it at home, so they just gave that one away so they could win it at home. Eh? Well, risky
I don't know,
strategy, but
man. Risky.
maybe. I don't
Look
know.
what happened to the Yankees in Boston. You remember that? We were up three. I forgot what, and Boston came back and won 4 straight. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man.
It
Don't
can
do that.
happen.
That's so
It can happen.
dangerous.
Yeah,
So
you don't
dangerous.
want to give anything away. You'll take the win on foreign or on enemy soil if you have to, just because
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
you don't want to give them hope. So
Don't get
Oilers
off the
now have
gas.
hope, and that could be dangerous. So if McDavid gets on a run with his people, yeah, it could be problematic. So, anyways, their next game's tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, but in the meantime, Edmonton can live on the glory of that fabulous win over the weekend for one more day. So, or 2 more, I guess,
Yeah.
until the game tomorrow night. So, all right. So good to them, guys. Trade
Right.
smart today. Whatever you do, we're coming towards the open again. It's a relatively quiet week is the expectation. Certainly it's been quiet so far this morning with the mid-week break, right? So Wednesday, no trading, markets are closed, but hopefully we get a good open and some good trading throughout the day today. So we'll talk to you again here tomorrow morning. Don't forget, we're trading live, so don't go anywhere.
Friends, over to Brian. He's ready to go. We have 298 likes. Let's hit that thumbs up one more time there if you haven't done so already. Get us over 300. Really appreciate it. And we'll look for 500 as we're trading live here with Thor and Brian up next. Take care, guys. Have a safe day.
Trade smart.
Ching ching. Good morning, everybody. Hey, happy Monday. So hope everyone had a good weekend. As you can see, I didn't get a chance to do my hair.
Happy Father's Day, Brian. Belated.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, and Andrew. Good morning. You're back. Glad to see you made it back safely. And yeah, so as Peter and Carlos were saying, it's kind of a quiet morning. The Dow's down a little bit. Qs are up a little bit. As I said in the swing trade video on the weekend, it's really technology that's performing here. Nvidia's up again today. Apple's up a little bit today. Yeah, some of the other stocks, though, Amazon down, Meta down, Microsoft just down a little bit, Google down, and AMD also in the red. So it seems like the stars today are Apple and Nvidia, at least right now. And, of course, our buddy ARM, which I just I don't understand how this can be that expensive, but we don't question that. Broadcom's up today again. It's at 1,800 now. So that's it. So we'll see how things open here. But focus on tech, and of course our buddy MU is up. MU doesn't usually trade very well. It got an upgrade. Autodesk is up because there was some activist investor that has taken a position in it. Let me get a screen up. So we'll let, I think we're just going to let things settle out a little bit here. I don't see anything charging out of the gate. We'll probably do what we normally do in the first 5 minutes or so. There'll be some price discovery as Thor likes to say at the open. What else have we got here? This Aerovate has been destroyed. Aerovate Therapeutics went from $24 to $2.30 this morning. So not a lot of happy shareholders there. Obviously, that's the type of thing that can happen with these biotech stocks. They can just they can have some great news and pop, or they can have some clearly have some bad news and just get destroyed. Let's take a look at MU. MU's got a lot of bids to the downside here. ARM, Apple did a bit of a sell-off there. That's why you can't trust the pre-market movements too much. That was a bit of a liquidity grab, maybe. AMD sold off a little bit. AMD's looking a little weak here. It's down at S3 though. AMD. And as Peter mentioned already, it is a shortened trading week, so we've got June the 19th, Juneteenth. So we will be trading for a couple of days, and then we'll have a day off. Nvidia just filled some orders here and we're running. So let's just see what happens. Now I'm just watching Nvidia. Again, I don't think I'm gonna jump into anything yet. I'm just gonna wait and see where we go. Here's some orders to the downside in Nvidia here, just a little bit. It's going to maybe fill those. Qs are popping up a bit. And just waiting. Ooh, Apple's popping. Nvidia's still got maybe some downside. Apple's back to pre-market high. Tesla's back at PDC. Previous day close. Still watching Nvidia here. It's a big ask at 132.50. It's really just holding here. This took a bit of a long on Nvidia at 132.87. Yeah, wow. Okay. Take that. Just selling a little bit here, 133.27. It's right at the 20. See if we get a move higher. There's lots of orders to the upside. Wow, AMD has just got rocked. Whew. Here we go. Just sticking with the rest of this. Nvidia, although I'm just going to sell, maybe going to sell some more here, 133. I'm not 100% sure we're going to go higher. Got a bit of a pop anyway on this. Wow, AMD is getting destroyed. Tesla's popping. MU's dropping too here. I'm going to get out of it. I'm getting out of Nvidia. I don't like the way the direction of these. Wow. The direction of this, the semis. Man, and AMD, it's just getting annihilated here. Let's just see what it looks like on level 2. It's just way too extended, unfortunately, to jump into it here. But it does look like it's going to 155. Hopefully, some of our members got that. I was kind of focusing on Nvidia, and that was a move right out of the gate on AMD. Nvidia's dropping too, I see. You're getting a bit of a bid here now on AMD. Might be worth taking a short here on it. Let's see what it does here. I'm going to take a short on it, 156. So I'm short AMD right now. Let's see what if we can get a follow through on this. So I'm starting to build some orders to the upside, so I'm not sure about this one. And okay, we got 5 minutes into the trading day. It's going to cover some of that short, 155.85. Tesla's still going there. Tesla's up at R3. Again, not a great place to go long. Here we're going to go cover some more here at 155.70. Yeah, Tesla's showing up on the scanner, making new highs. We break much above this 156 and I'll get out of AMD. Apple popped and dropped. Nvidia's coming back up a little bit after getting to R3. There's a lot of orders building to the downside here, which makes me think AMD is going to drop, but I'm not convinced that it looks like it wants to here. They've dropped that order at 156.50. Oh, came back. Okay, I'm getting out of it. Don't like that. I think it's actually probably going to go up to VWAP maybe and do a rejection. VWAP's at 156.73. MU came back up. I still think AMD has probably got some downside, but I don't want to, not ready to take that one yet. All right. Nvidia's going. Here we go. I did a little bit of a pullback there. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. VWAP rejection on AMD, but we didn't quite get there. Got to 56, 156, 56. There's a lot of orders to fill here. All right. I think we go down, fill these orders, and maybe bounce again on AMD. I should have taken that. Should have taken that VWAP rejection. Dang. Now we bounce. Still a big order sitting there at 155. Yeah, that should be, that order on Nvidia should be, yeah, that's pre-market high right there. That's also R3, which is quite often where we get a reaction, which we did. Okay, biggest regret right now is not taking that short off of VWAP on AMD. Kind of got me worried, especially when I saw Jared going long on it. SPY's popping back, and Apple's a real chop fest today. Dell's popping up on the scanner. Let's take a look at what Dell's doing. Wow, Dell's had a nice pop here. No one's winning quite yet, I know. Just seems like a lot of orders to fill down there. Dell is strong today. It's breaking out of a bottoming range here on the daily. 30-minute chart's way outside of a ciao, goodbye. It's kind of interesting just seeing what AMD does here. So I had a short going on AMD. Worked out fairly well. Stop out a little bit of the rest. Still think AMD still looks like it's got some downside here. But really, risk reward is not great for taking a short here. Nvidia stopped right at R3, which is very predictable. Yeah, we're going down. We're gonna dip into this, maybe into this 155 here on AMD. We've got a low of day of 155.12 right now. Here we go. There we go. Another leg lower. It's a knife catch at this point. Now we got 154. Struggling to find buyers here. Another order showing up here. Damn, I wish it just was not a great opportunity to go short there. But it would have worked out quite well. All right, SPY and Qs really have not done much of anything. So they haven't really moved much at all. Okay, short a little AMD just to get this little move here. Here we go. To that a bit of a scalp. I'm going to get into the 154s now. Nobody wants AMD. AMD is very expensive on a PE basis, even compared to Nvidia. There's yeah, look at Nvidia still going here. It's got 180, 150 possibly. No, not Nvidia. Sorry, Tesla. Tesla's catching a bid here. It's breaking out, new high. 182, some orders there. We like Elon's pay package, but who wouldn't? Yeah, I'm with you long on AMD here. Just taking a bit of a long. It's at 154.50. Tesla's going to 182. Taking a little bit off on AMD. 154.80. Wow, Nvidia just went red on the day. Here we go with Tesla. Tesla's going to 182. I'm long. AMD, see if we can get to 155. Here we go. All right, just selling some at 155. Nice grab. Jared grabbed that too. Yeah, Nvidia, I think Nvidia's I just don't see Nvidia dropping that much. It's just too much of a powerhouse. At some point they'll buy it back. S3 at 130 if we get there. MU's dropping pretty hard here too. Okay, that might have been it for AMD. Yeah, I'm out of the rest of AMD. Just struggling here. Tesla still got a bit of a long here, but it's struggling too. On this last pullback, we'll see what happens here. Let's see what's yeah, you can see here, Nvidia had all these orders to fill down here. Okay, Tesla is coming back up. AMD is still really trying to hold this this level here at sort of 154.40-ish area. There's nothing in the way of orders up here. So on Nvidia, so the lack of orders here really gives you pause for concern if you're long. the fact that there's nobody willing to put orders up here, so they don't think it's going to go there. The big institutions aren't expecting Nvidia to go there. They've got this big order here at 130 sort of 4 area, but then there's a 130 area, which is this S3 level. So all right, Q sold off, SPY sold off, finally we broke down a little bit here. Here's AMD. AMD is coming back up again. As I mentioned, it's holding this level. It's 153, sort of 154.50 level, seems to hanging on there. Got long a little Nvidia here. Still have a little bit of Tesla. I'm still thinking it might go to 182. Selling some here. We went to PDC, which is what I was expecting. Nice, AMD's coming back up. Didn't see a lot of orders, but I did see a nice, this holding here, holding on Nvidia. So with this little pullback, I think gave an opportunity to get long. Just a little bit worried it may not get through PDC, so I'm just keeping more off. It's one of those days where you got to be fast to take profits. Sometimes you can let things run, but some days you can let things run. Other days it's more choppy price action, so you just got to take profits a lot quicker. We've had a big run up. What have we got? All the indexes are red right now. Nvidia is right at the 9 EMA 2-minute chart. This is often where we have struggles getting through it, either from the top side dropping or coming up from the underside, and happens to be right at PDC as well, which is another level. But let's see what we get on Nvidia here. Also, is like I said, I'm concerned that there's no orders here, but here we go. Sell some more. 132. Yeah, that breakdown through R3, it really just blasted down through PDC on the downside. So I knew Nvidia was going to come back here. It's just a matter of time. Sell some more. 132.18, 15 filled. Coming up to VWAP on Nvidia, so it's probably a area you want to be mostly out of here. Plus the 20 EMA is there as well. Good time for a 920. The Qs are making their way back at where we opened. Same with the SPY. See, the buying brigade came in pretty fast there. Didn't take them long. Yeah, seems to be still some buying here. Brendo, nice nice trade on AMD there. Here we go. I'm just going to sell some more Nvidia here. Here we go. 132.40. Yeah, if you're out there, like and subscribe. Nvidia is rocking the Casbah here. All right. I knew at some point it was going to come back here. It was just a matter of when, not if. Ooh, Adobe really dropped out of the gate here. Interesting. What did MU do? MU was kind of choppy, and then as it usually is, and then it broke down to R3. Now it's trying to make a comeback here. All right, and AMD came ripping back too. It's back at the VWAP. Apple's back above VWAP. Okay, we're just going to keep a little bit of Nvidia here, just as long as we can stay above PDC, sort of around 131.80. If we lose this level, I'll probably just get out of the little bit I have left. See, dropped a little bit, still holding on to it. Always like to wait for a second. Just wanted to trigger some stops there probably. There were probably a lot of stops that are right at PDC. So triggered them to pick up some volume. Let's see if we can get back back to the VWAP and maybe push higher. Maybe we'll get to that 134, which is up here. I like how the little money sign shows up on this. All right, pretty volatile day. It's been a good day for trading. Volatility equals good opportunities. Here we go. Nvidia, we're coming back up. Let's retest the VWAP here. We do have some orders showing up on Nvidia, which is a little bit encouraging here. We've got some orders getting put in here by some institutions. So that means that these players think that the price is going to get there. So a little bit counterintuitive, as we've said. Think that if there's a bunch of people selling, there'd be downward pressure, but actually this selling up here, people putting in orders up here to sell, means they actually think the price is going to go there. So it's a little bit encouraging. Apple's back at pretty close to high of day here. And AMD is struggling to get above the VWAP. I'm a little bit concerned about Nvidia here. Just too many tries at this breakout level. A lot of red on the screen today. Okay, I'm out of the rest of Nvidia. I don't like that it's kind of rolling over here a little bit. That may not drop back down to low of day, but it's now gone red again. So good time to take the money and run here. See what Apple's doing. See, look at this. See, look at how Apple's got the, you can see here what was happening with Apple. Of course, can't keep watching everything, but you can see here how the orders is trading down here, but the orders were building up here. Institutions expecting the price to go there. So they went there, they blew through those prices. They got their sales, and now the orders have kind of lightened up. This order got pulled. This one's still here at 216. AMD managed to get through, did manage to get through the VWAP. Apple could be another. Could be good for another couple days of run here. With their Apple Intelligence announcement. jumping on the AI bandwagon. Yeah, but I know people were mentioning Roaring Kitty. I thought I didn't know he got rid of all his options. I thought he still had about half of them. They those options were the June 21st $21 options. Yeah, there's not a lot of them left. Their open interest is only 3.7 3,700 options, and I think he had about 70,000. Yeah, Tesla's just hanging on to this 181 level. Yeah, Nvidia just, do you see how that it just couldn't break above that couldn't break above R3. Look at that. That was exactly a rejection at R4. And that was where there were sellers, sort of Friday, that level R4, those cam pivots. Rejected R4 at the open, came back down, rejected R3 on that run. AMD or Apple looks like it's got more of a run in it here for people that are still long. Here we go, 216. See, look at that. There were orders. They had orders there. They put them there because they thought the stock was going there. The Qs are starter, or at least they're at high of day. SPY's at high of day. Again, didn't take buying brigade. Didn't take long. Came back in here. Megan, what are you talking? I knew you were talking about a gap fill on something else. Was it Tesla, I think? AMD puts. Yeah, AMD is struggling for sure. Again, we don't want to use the F word, but fundamentally, this stock is really overpriced on a PE basis. And if you want to look at something that's really overpriced, you can look at ARM. It's to the moon. Excuse me. All right. If you're still joining us on YouTube, appreciate you being here. You can give us a like and subscribe. We did subscribe so you always know when we come on. Live streaming every morning, and just if you're on YouTube, you get to be part of the action. But you're also just be aware there's a delay on YouTube, and you don't get access to all that great educational stuff that we've got for our members. All right, I don't have any positions on right now, but we'll look to see if we can. If there's another trade here, looks like Tesla wants to break high of day here. Thank you, thanks, Doran. Brenda, what did you do? Let's see. One of our members just posting his day. Looks like he made about $350. Calling it a day. Awesome. Do that if you can do that consistently. That's always the trick with day trading is having good days, and when you do have a bad day, like here goes Tesla. Tesla's got some orders at 182. You can see here a lot of people, a lot of institutions putting up some orders here, expecting them to get filled. So, like I said, if you can do that consistently and keep your bad days to a minimum, that's what that's what day trading is all about. SPY is threatening to go green here. Tesla really struggling, wants to get to that 182 level. I think it's going to go there. There are some orders that are coming in, stacking underneath it, sort of front running that bigger order at 182. Lenny, what did you trade? Traded Apple. Nice. A little bit of a wedge there. Apple just running out of gas, running out of buyers at this point. You can see how the book is really, the level 2 book is really lightened up here. Again, we got lots of good videos. Thor's one of our moderators. He's really good at explaining how this all works. So, but you can see here we don't have a lot of orders, so we've got a lot of orders to the downside on Apple around the 213 level, 17. Oh, good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're all alone. I feel so bad for you. It's after the day after Father's Day. How dare we leave you alone out here?
I know. Hanging out here.
Hanging out.
So what did you do for your father?
I sent him tortilla chips.
All right. I would have been happy with that.
Yeah. He loved them. Some tortilla chips he had when he was out here.
Awesome.
I'm in some calls on Tesla from this morning, so that's working out well. I also have some puts on AMD, but it's making quite a bit of retracement here, so I might have to bail on it.
Yeah.
But Tesla's doing well. It filled that gap on the daily, and they're buying it right now.
Yeah, there's there's an R4 level at around 183, which is Camarilla pivot from on 30-minute chart. But
we've
there's
got orders.
that.
Orders up to like 186, 188. Like it's pretty nicely stacked for the most part.
Yeah, you can see here, like Bookmap, we do have some more big order at 185, 100,000 shares, and right now 38,000 shares at 186.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see those orders on DOS too. So for those of you that don't have Bookmap, you can see those orders sitting out there. Obviously, Bookmap's a great visual, but even just looking at DOS, I can see how nicely laddered and stacked it is to the top side.
Yeah, you don't need Bookmap necessarily. Bookmap sort of gives you a sort of a visual or a pictorial representation of what you can see on your level 2. And like we said, it's it's an indication of where people they're expecting prices to go.
Yeah. Doll and if I said your name wrong, I apologize. But on YouTube is saying, I wonder if it's possible to be consistently profitable trader without this Bookmap that Brian is using, and it absolutely is. Not everybody in the community uses it. You can see order flow and where orders are sitting as well on your platform. But it is a nice. People like the visual aspect of it. So and the historical aspect of it too is nice because you can see where orders were sitting. I think that's also a benefit to it, but yeah, you can. Yeah, there are plenty of traders that don't use Bookmap that are consistently profitable. So,
yeah, absolutely. You don't need Bookmap, but like I said, it is interesting because I can go back here. This is Nvidia. You can see. I think Andrew took this short, but you can see why. You can see all these prior levels where institutions were putting orders in to buy Nvidia because they thought the share price was going lower. So you can see here, they filled here, and all these orders, of course, disappeared after they got filled. It's not, and no tool is 100% accurate. I mean, you could have made an argument it would have gone down here to fill 130, and it still might during the day here. But there was a big order here, so you can't just say, "Oh well, it's going to go here because there's a big order here." Um, but again, it might. So you can see there was a big order right here. It came down, got filled. So it actually might come down and fill this 130 the way it's trading today. But that's kind of one of the, like Megan says, one of the sort of the advantages of Bookmap. Kind of helps you read what's going on, but no, absolutely not. You don't need this to be a profitable trader.
And for those of you that are not part of our community, one of the perks that we do have is we actually have in the Education Center, if you're interested in joining and learning more about Bookmap, is we actually have an entire course that was put together by one of our members actually on just how to use Bookmap overall and what to look for and how to read it. So if it is a tool that you're interested in and you want to know more about it as well, we do have education in our Education Center for it. So definitely check that out. We've got a lot of information and really great webinars in our Education Center in general. So if you're interested, come check it out and yeah, lots of good tools in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you can use it for Forex. I'm pretty sure you can use it. I'm pretty sure you can use it for like some cryptocurrencies. You can use it for Bitcoin. Yeah, Nvidia could be heading to this 130 level. It is S3, and it's a it's a value. It's definitely a value range here. So
I see someone asking for that link. Let me pull that link. Oops, that is not what I meant to do. Delete. Pull that link for you guys. Again, you have to be a member to be able to access it. But for those of you, I will post the link.
Yeah, and becoming a member is for a week is extremely cheap. We just charge you $1 to keep the bots from coming in, because the bots they're very cheap. You don't want to spend any money, but charge $1 and you can check things out in the in the room. Yeah, look at this. We're coming down to 130 here on Nvidia. AMD worked out for you. Not sure if Megan's still there or not, but Megan's been.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Okay, yeah, your AMD just dropped.
Yeah, I'm looking for a gap fill near the one in the 153 area on the daily. There's a gap from the 15th of May. So seeing if it can get down there. I mean, it has really made a nice consolidation over the past 4 days or so, all of last week. And we compressed and we're moving out of that. So we're expanding away from that area now, which is really nice. It's not moving as fast as Nvidia though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think AMD doesn't typically move as fast. There we go. We got that. You can expect maybe a bit of a bounce here on Nvidia, somewhere in this range, maybe a little bit lower. I'm not sure I want to do any more trades here. I'm kind of green on the day, so it's part of being a disciplined day trader is knowing when to
call it quits.
To stop. One of our traders, Brendan, made like I said, $350 today, so he's done for the day.
I love that. I mean, I think there's 220 trading days or something like that in a year. And, you know, if you think about it in the bigger scale of things, like even a $300 day puts you over a $70,000 a year salary, and you get to, you know, enjoy your own life and be your own boss. And so, you know, there's a lot of traders out there that are trying to go for, you know, the home runs all the time, like the really big wins. And man, the small wins can really set you up for success. So never forget how great base hits can be.
Yeah. Like you don't need to hit, you know, home runs. You can, just as long as you can be consistent every day, and keep your losses at a minimum when you do have a bad day, or a day that doesn't go your way, and you're going to have those. Anybody that tells you their method is 100% foolproof is not being 100% honest.
Just a fool talking about foolproof.
All right. Well, there you go. There's your bounce on Nvidia. Right, yeah, there's your bounce on Nvidia. Sold.
Nice.
All right. It is 7:30 on the West Coast, 10:30 on the East Coast. We are going to call it quits here.
All right.
For our YouTube streaming. So, Megan, I don't know if you're going to stick with me, but thanks for jumping on. Megan's one of our
you got
awesome
it.
videos. And,
you got it.
You get to listen to her talk about her strategies when you become a member. So
that's right. I'll be back on the microphone at noon today. So for those of you that are around and you're new to the community, I will be on the microphone at noon. So feel free to come by, ask questions. We talk options and equities. I'll answer questions on both. So I'll see you guys at 12. Thanks for hanging. Give us a like, a subscription, and yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
And Megan, your hair is looking a lot better than mine.
Thanks, Brian. Later.